This is the AIVOLT Inverter Generator 4300 watts, a compact orange and black suitcase-style unit that promised big power without the hassle of an open-frame gas machine. My first impression was simple. It starts easy, runs quiet, and the power feels steady. I bought it for RV trips and as a backup for my home office, hoping it could handle a 13,500 BTU AC and still be gentle on laptops and camera gear. From my experience, it delivers on that mix better than I expected for the size and price. On looks and feel, it's clearly built to be carried. The molded handle is comfortable. The shell is fully enclosed to cut noise, and at about 51 pounds, it sits in that zone where I can lift it with one hand. But I prefer two hands for any real distance. The footprint is compact enough to tuck next to a cooler in a trunk. Roughly 21.45 by 13.78 by 18.7 inches. The plastics do a lot to keep the sound down, but they don't feel like something I want to bang around. In my opinion, this is a machine you treat like a good piece of luggage, not a job site beater. The control area looks modern and simple. One dial handles start, run off. There's a neat 5-in-1 LCD, and the outlets are spaced in a way that doesn't cause plug crowding. The orange is high visibility, which I like at a campsite when light is low. Setup was straightforward. It ships dry, so I added about half a quart of 10W30 oil and a splash of fresh gas, then did a slow break-in with varied loads for a few hours before the first oil change. I used the included funnel because the fill is tucked inside and easy to spill. My unit is recoil start only, and it catches fast, usually the first or second pull. If you see a listing that mentions an electric start, double-check the exact model because variants exist. Once running, Eco mode lets the engine idle down when loads are light, which saves fuel and lowers the noise. Let's talk key features in plain terms. This is an inverter generator, which means it makes clean, stable electricity that won't buzz your electronics. AIVOLT advertises less than 3% THD, and that's a simple way to say the power waveform stays smooth. I charged laptops, camera batteries, and a drone charger without any hiccups or weird heat. It's rated for 4,300 starting watts and 3,450 running watts. Starting watts are that brief burst to kick motors over, like when an AC compressor wakes up. Running watts are what it can handle continuously. With that surge headroom, I've started a 13,500 BTU RV AC reliably, as long as I keep other loads under control during startup. I've even managed a 15,000 BTU unit by turning off everything else first. Once the compressor settled, I added lights and a fan without trouble. Noise is a big reason I chose this model. At about 60 dBA at 23 feet with no load, the sound sits at a low hum more than a sharp whine. With Eco mode on and light loads, conversation next to it doesn't feel strained. Under heavier draw, say power tools or the AC, engine RPM rises, but the tone stays polite compared to open frame units. For campgrounds, this matters. On the panel, I'm using the 120V 20-amp duplex outlet for typical cords, a 120V 30-amp locking outlet for RV use with the included L530 to TT30 adapter, a 12-volt DC outlet for battery charging, plus USB-A and USB-C. For someone new to RV plugs, the L530R is a twist lock. Most RVs use TT30. The included adapter solves it in one step. The LCD shows voltage, frequency, hours, and status. It sounds basic, but having an hour meter built in helps me stay on top of maintenance. The CO sensor is also built in, which will shut down the unit if it detects unsafe carbon monoxide buildup. It's there for a reason, and I'd rather it be strict than lazy. Fuel is where you'll see mixed info online. Specs mention different tank sizes. Some list under a gallon, some a touch over. What actually matters to me is runtime. With a quarter load, I'm getting over 5 hours consistently, a little better if my loads cycle. With heavier loads, plan on refueling sooner. It's not a leave it all night on AC kind of tank. From my experience, this is the trade-off for staying light and compact. The Eco switch makes a big difference for light-duty evenings. LED lights, fans, phone charging. When I start something big, I switch Eco off for a clean spin-up, then flip it back on if the load allows. The copper-winding 149cc engine feels steady under surge. With a circular saw, the revs rise, the inverter does its job, and the overload light stays off. Power delivery stayed clean during my laptop and camera charging tests, which was one of my must-haves. Maintenance is where this unit shows a few compromises. The oil change is messier than I wish. The drain location isn't ideal, and I had to angle a thin catch and a homemade funnel to keep oil off the casing. The spark plug access is simple from the top panel, and the air filter is easy to pop out and clean. The manual schedule is clear, and sticking to it is what keeps small engines happy. The points I like, and the ones I focus on, are pretty simple. In my opinion, the power to weight is the star. Getting 4,300 surge watts in a roughly 51-pound package means I can handle RV air, power tools, and home backup for the essentials without moving a bulky frame. The power quality is another win. Less than 3% THD and a true sine wave mean my sensitive gear stays safe. The quiet tone makes it campsite-friendly. The display and port layout make daily use easy. I also like that it's parallel ready. With the right kit, I can pair it with a second AIVOLT to expand capacity if I ever need more. Safety features matter to me too. Low oil shutdown, overload protection, and CO alert. It meets EPA requirements and follows the PGMA G300 2018 safety standard, which gives me confidence I'm using a product that plays by the rules. There are a couple of reality checks I think are fair. The fuel tank isn't built for overnight AC without a refill plan. The oil drain design requires patience and a rag. The CO sensor can be sensitive, so placement and wind direction matter. And if you're an RV user, remember you're using a locking port that needs the included adapter for TT30. None of these are deal breakers for me, but they're worth knowing going in. It's perfect for campers and RVers who want quiet, clean power without hauling a heavy frame. Homeowners who need to keep a fridge, lights, modem, and a workstation online during an outage, and anyone who wants a generator that won't fry electronics. From my experience, it starts reliably, sips fuel in light use, and powers tough loads without drama. If you're new to generators, here's a quick tip that helps. Some appliances need more power to start than to run. I start the big one first, like the RV AC, then add smaller loads afterward. That avoids tripping overload protection and keeps everything happy. I'd recommend this for people who care about noise and portability as much as wattage, and who want modern touches like USB-C and a clear display. If you absolutely need push-button starting or an all-night tank, look at higher-end or larger models. Otherwise, AIVOLT's mix of performance, size, and price makes sense. In conclusion, this unit nails the basics that matter: consistent power, friendly noise levels, and a form factor I can actually move by myself. The engineering 149cc OHV with copper windings feels solid under real loads. The little hassles are manageable with a funnel, a timer, and smart placement. In my opinion, the overall value lands right where it should for a 4,300-watt inverter generator that's easy to live with. I will share detailed information about the AIVOLT Inverter Generator 4300 watts in the comments section. Everyone, thank you for watching.